JazzHandz of Industries, JazzHandz, proudly sponsors Kool, our proud mascots. Good day everyone, and welcome to the revival of JazzHandz of Industries, JazzHandz podcasts. I'm Harold Brothschild, and I'll be your host this week. As you know, for you listeners out there, we originally had a show back in December 2018, but we were on hiatus for 2.5 years. But we're back on the air this year. So before we get started, JazzHandz will be a monthly podcast focusing on the relatable stuff and even a shared discussion if this goes well, so don't miss this month's monthly interview. Sit back, relax, and let's hear it for JazzHandz of Industries' devoted, loyal Jamaican Canadian, Kool everybody. Coolest, my man, so good to see ya. Hey Hair, glad to see you too. I'm so glad to be here. You're looking good, dude. Oh, thanks, dude. After 3 years of being off the air, the hair, the hoodie, it works wonders. Enough about me, let's hear more about you. How's the mascot business going? Awesome! I enjoy being all kooky. It really captures the essence of the story, you know? But yeah, our creator says the first issue comes very, very soon. Yeah, cannot wait for that. So as part of the show, we like to ask our guests a few questions. You up for that, buddy? Yeah, I'm game, dude. Okay, so here's the first question. What's it like getting up in the morning, then meeting your boss and supervisor? I mean, seriously, you have a great relationship with Von Pluitt, right? Yo, yeah, dude. He's an awesome guy to work with. Whenever I come up with the darndest strange imaginations, he finds it fascinating. Kinda such as the pogo stick, the wacky burrow, even the clanging pans. I mean, I don't even know how I become so energized. Must be from when I watched those classic MGM Tex Avery cartoons, man. That is so cool. And for a director with such brilliant taste, I'm surprised he's convinced. So, how did you want to become a TV clown? I'm guessing it's your way of storytelling. Did you have to, think for out your smarts, or did you have to look online? I don't suppose you could tell us a little more about that, could you? Well, here it all comes from learning the techniques. How the animators learned how to make a wacky Tex Avery cartoon appearing me, you know? You gotta be in it to win it by learning those moves. The wolf would probably be my main idol. Ever? I mean, he gets the girl, then winds up crazy, dude. Forgive me for answering your question with a question, but how did you learn how to become a star? To be honest, Kool, my first time filming after Brothschild's journey was supposed to be at Alfreton, set for April 2020, but that and the remaining episodes never became fully developed. I mean, there I was, hosting many towns and cities of Yorkshire and Derbyshire for Wailing Out Loud. Yo, Harold, relax, dude. I was nervous in my comic, but a wise guy in a wheelchair told me that Mr. Tagout is the best company boss in the business. I was just going to get to that, but yeah, you're right. I'm counting my blessings. I have 2 new documentaries I look forward to next fall. As I was about to ask you, man, how is it when you have a great boss and he's calm and how you're fun to work with? Well, dude, to be honest, he is a calm guy to work with. He's respected, but we don't really talk much. I'm due for a meeting with him, but sometime in the next few issues. But yeah, he's a cool, respected man to work with. I mean, he takes really good care of me. What I'm really puzzled, though, is what my alarm clock is extremely animated. Wow, yeah, I know, right? So tell me, did you borrow that scene from a cartoon you watched to gain that learning experience technique? Yeah, I did actually. I watched this Looney Tunes Blue Ribbon short, Tick-Tock Tuckered, of which I borrowed the scene from Porky Pig, where he shoots his alarm clock. As he and Daffy go back home from a work day of which they didn't have to go to work, since my mom had given me that clock and it was an antique, no less. I don't doubt that she'll be fuming with me. I mean, here's the secret part. It regenerates just like a tune. I mean, that clock can be reused as an actor, right? Wow, now that's something, man. I mean, I'll take your word for it. But heck yeah. I mean, an alarm clock that's like the Groucho Marx of the 20th century? I really like where this is going. Another thing I've been meaning to ask you is, how did you go from the company's lunatic to choosing to time travel in different times and universes? Can you tell me a little more about that? Well, it all comes from having a really wacky yet wicked imagination. I mean, if it's the Middle Ages, I'm a knight. Or if I'm in Cro-Magma, I'm a cave dude. Or if I'm in the jungle, I'm a savage mild man. So yeah, to be honest, I really only ever go where I'm needed. So I mean, I watch occasional movies and TV shows, eating mega fat meals, and maybe a kind of occasional weird sodas. I once had this dream I was Uma Thurman's hairstylist. Dude, whoa, really? What a kidder. Did you get her autograph? Nah, the dream was over before I could ask her. Mom woke me up at 6 a.m. to get me to babysit my baby cousins on Dad's side of the family, bro. Bummer. I had to babysit my baby brother one time. I visit my dad. Now, here's one of my secrets. I once had a dream I was hired as Elizabeth Mitchell's assistant. Dude, what was it like? I'm kinda guessing you were dressing up as the son from Home Improvement. I mean, Tim Allen's a legend, bro. I've only ever seen the first 4 seasons of that show, though. You mean Jonathan Taylor Thomas or his other co-star Eric Lloyd? No, not really. I mean, the first 2 Santa Claus movies were incredible, but the third one? Not really my cup of coffee, man. But Lost, I only see snippets of that show. Oh, man! I meant Jonathan Taylor Thomas. That dude was a natural, especially his performances in The Lion King, Tom and Huck, and I'll Be Home for Christmas. He was great as the young Simba. Yes, dude. They certainly were. Now for your 4th question. How was it working with the leading lady? Well, I'd also say, bro, that it was a dream come true. I meant to say that enjoying working with women, not just because they're pretty, but they give a lot of powers and great things to offer the world. I may not be into activism, but I really get the gist of what they're on about. I mean, the princess is my next comic. She's more than just a damsel in distress, but she's also a kind-hearted, down-to-earth, respectful young woman. That's what we like to hear, dude. We like to be equal around here. Equality builds character. Or as they say in my documentaries, no 2 snowflakes are alike. Dude, you never said any of that stuff. But you do make a valid point. I say it like I see it, just for the sake of argument. But I heard that you were once based on Jude Lazowski from the Nelvana show, 16, right? Dude, guilty as charged. It really harshes my mellow, bro. I am partially based on him, but I'm kinda more based on my creator. Unlike my creator, though, I can ride a skateboard, I can surf, and I can ride a motorcycle. So yeah, I'm pretty active. I don't sit around watching TV, though I do eat a lot of chicken. Aw, man. I'm more of a pork and chicken eater than a fish eater, and look at me. I'm less of an inspiration of Jonesy than the creator. Dude, what did I just say? Besides, the way I heard it, you are the company's version of Jonesy. It said so in the blogs, dude. At least you've not had any thoughts about Jen or Nikki. Wait, let's just see if I got this right. Jen is into me? What in the name of Piper? Dude, no. I mean, when I watched Mom is a Witch last month, I didn't think I'd have a crush on that 1960s housewife, despite me not being a millennial. But I did, and I was completely over it. I never thought about her again, but I kept watching the show because I enjoyed it. Wow. And I thought I had it bad for 16. So I'm guessing that show is just your universe's version of Bewitched, right? Pretty much, man. I mean, in our universe, a lot of the real life shows are just parodies of that show. Mind blown. I gotta remember that. So, here's a question that has bugged me for a while. How come you guys don't have mouths? Where are your noses? And how do you eat, for Jonesy's sake? That is just something in the Kool-Aid universe none of us really know. All we know is that we do eat food. Heck, I eat food. But it is just not possible how or why we don't have a mouth or nose. Hey, in your universe, you can actually exist in other universes. You have no problem wanting to meet Jonesy or Nikki. But to be honest, it might be years, decades, to even find out about this stuff, bro. Point taken. No offense. Some taken. But hey, at least when you're not in the comics, you know how to wear a mask, right? Yeah, Shaw. Of course, bro. Did you ever doubt me for an instant? No, of course not. It's just that in JTL Industries, not everybody has their own universe. Lionel, Lanny, Fazuki, and I are in the same universe. But Lanny lives in America, Lionel lives in Australia, Fazuki and his residents live over centuries ago, yet in my timeline, and some of my ancestors came from the Middle Ages. And I currently live in Sheffield, though I was born in Nova Scotia. Wow, that's so cool! I know, right? So I'm guessing when you time travel, most universes in your case remain the same as yours, right? Why, yes. Yes, they do. Except in some cases, if it was a different show altogether, then I'd be the only one remaining the same. Which would then mean it'd be weird, you know, for them. But in that case, it's an Easter egg, dude. You know, if some characters from other show had a guest cameo in my form, that's another thing we call Easter eggs. Because of the, redesigns. Yes, you are so right, man. I mean, we all have so much to offer the world ourselves. Gotta hand it to you. You take your cameos very seriously. I don't mean the cameo website, but I do mean guest appearances. Like Conan O'Brien cameo on The Simpsons, and on Family Guy where he yells at Peter Griffin. Wow. That's gotta hurt. Dude, that episode was awesome. That Griffin dude is sure an imbecile. But with all due respect, that's what I like about the show. At least Seth MacFarlane has done a good job over the years, man. Yes, Mr. MacFarlane is quite an entertainer. I watched his pilot cartoon back in 2007, of which it was called Larry and Steve. Back in 1995, he did 2 pilots. But the 1996 pilot I was a lot familiar with. Although most people prefer older episodes of this show in American Dad, I just get curiouser and obviouser about the episodes from 2005 to the present day. I was more obvious with the guest stars, especially with the commentary episode with Sarah Paulson, and that Lois threw a hissy fit. I have a question, dude. What is it like, you as a Canadian living in the UK, and in Yorkshire no less? I mean, you know a lot about Yorkshire, Derbyshire, and Nottinghamshire. Oh yes, the glory days. Except that none of them came to fruition after production. But I do have those documentaries next fall, obviously. The Up There Solo Story has been in production for 2 whole years. But other than that, I'm totally psyched. Really? Heck yeah! So back to where I was about Seth's shows. I also enjoyed Uma Thurman guest starring as Francine's adoptive older sister, Gwen. That episode was amazing. And that sex education tutor looked so foxy, making Steve look even more like a dorky fool. Aw, man! I love that episode. Steve really is a dork trying to fit in, bro. But to be honest, Harold, Aren't we all dorks sometimes? Well, to put it clearly, yes. I wasn't popular in my youth. I wasn't either, dude. I mean, try the black sheep, man. I mean, what is Stan's deal? I do not know, and for Jonesy's sake, I wouldn't defend him. If I rode my trike around, I would never do that to impress the ladies, or make a scene on a skateboard. No offense, Kool is. Maybe you're going a little too far, some taken. But hey, it's your opinion, right, buddy? Point taken, but level with me on this. Which TV show universe would you want to visit and why? I mean, because Nelvana did some great shows in the early 90s with the same composer, Milan Kimlicka, Babar and Rupert would have had it made existing in the same universe. Well, Harold, I would definitely pick The Busy World of Richard Scarry, because I've always wanted, as a human, to see what it would have been like to visit an all-animal universe. Well, heck, I'm surprised Lowly Worm would think he never saw a human before, let alone Buxter Besser from Arthur. But yeah, to put this efficiently, I would also definitely watch a Canadian animal cartoon show before watching a Disney movie about an all-animal cast if you want to be prepared, dude. Now, that is definitely another something. I mean, I never would have thought about that idea. The late Keith Knight did a great performance next to the legendary late Len Carlson, Paul Haddad, Jeff Postel, and of course, John Stalker. This is what I like about Toronto voice actors. They come up with the greatest yet exciting free-to-air adventures without it moving from your own home. Now that's what I thought. Now I have another question for you. What do you think of the Total Drama series? I mean, is it like the Canadian I'm a Celebrity or what? Not to be nasty, but I'm more of a 16 fan. But I think Chris McLean is more of a villain as opposed to Ant and Dec. At least he has the prize money with him, am I right? But Don does make a better host, and is more authentic, especially when it comes to hosting. Aw, Meshuggah! That's two things we don't agree with. I mean, Terry McGurn and Christian Potenza have done very well, though, especially together on 16. But, speaking of voice actors, what do you think of Linda Ballantyne? Oh, she's awesome. And Katie Griffin, too. I mean, not just with Sailor Moon, but they've done well in their voiceovers. To be clear, I do wish she and Christian team up in a show together. I know Julie Mew will forever be Rupert Bear to me, and maybe the Redonkulous Race, of which I think she, Katie, and Terry did well together. As for Cyber Chase, I do really find Linda's voice very entertaining. I have yet another question. This is my last one. If you had your own comic, what would you do in it and why? Oh my yearn. No one has ever asked me a question like that before. Well, I would visit by touring around the world, starting in Europe, especially Paris, then via Asia, Australia, Fiji, Africa, West Indies, Central America, and then finish in Ontario, Canada. What I wouldn't give to go home again. I mean, I'd stay there, drink a couple of mixed drinks, go back on the plane to Manchester Airport, then the train, Transpennine Express, back to Sheffield. Wow, excellent choice, man. Okay, here's yet another question for you. What's your favorite thing while in your residence? Oh, this one's a toughie. My favorite thing has gotta be the skateboard, especially if I'm not time traveling. Then it'd definitely be the time machine. I mean, if it wasn't for the book by H.G. Wells, I never would have been able to have a passion for visiting universes, centuries, or timelines, man. So, which American voice actor did you first hear about? My first one was Dawes Butler, because of the Hanna-Barbera characters, and then Mel Blanc, and of course the legendary animal and creature vocal artists, Scooby-Doo persons, Frank Welker and D. Bradley Baker. Well, My first retro voice actor would be the late amazing female legend Janet Waldo, especially as her role of Judy Jetson and my Hanna-Barbera crush Penelope Pitstop. Oh, her southern accent tingles me. Then it would be Kath Soucie, Gray Griffin, and Carrie Walgren. To be honest, dude, I just found out recently that Nova was her first Disney role. So tell me, what do you think of Frank and Dee? I mean, it was the mid-70s when Frank did vocal effects as legendary Don Missick did less vocals in the 80s. Apart from Paw Pooch and the Paw Paw Bears. But I did find out, apart from Scooby-Doo and Fred, his vocals were highest grossing roles in the 80s. I personally liked Bigfoot and Goofy Movie. And I started hearing Dee's animal effects in Rugrats to begin with, then various Klasky Csupo projects in the late 90s, before working on various vocals for Disney, Cartoon Network, and various other production companies beginning in the late 2000s. Yes, I can picture that now. I definitely think, along with Jim Cummings, Billy West, Rob Paulson, and Maurice LaMarche, Frank and Dee are two of the highest grossing A-list voice actors. Especially when it comes to animals, dude. But what I really like is how Tara Strong can do great baby effects. Especially still in Rugrats, dude. She's awesome! Wow, that Tara Strong is also an extreme legendary voice actress. I wish I could live up the glory days once more. You could try visiting Huddersfield after lockdown, bro. Wouldn't hurt to visit the home of Jodie Whittaker, or as God would tell us, if at first you don't succeed, try again. You're right, dude. How in the name of Poco Rosso do you come up with these things? It's all in the makings of becoming a good shaman. When life gives you lemons, you go through an opportunity. You'll never know if you don't try, bro. Or as Quagmire would put it, giggity! Coolest lad, you are a wise shaman guru. And I'm afraid that this is the last question. Which adventure do you wish to take once you've entered the world? You've come so far to become the wacky, smart mascot you are today. And what will you do next? Well, to be honest, I wish to help out a shoemaker in some elves by restoring peace, helping those poor elves conjure up making boots, galoshes, and sandals. I bet Hercules would never vacate without his sandies, right? And then I would help rid the town of rats, help restore ye old, and make the town set for life. I'll be a hero, dude! Very touching, man. You are the company's brightest hero. And that's all we have time for. Tune in next time when Jordan, our creator, gets his Mojo Jojo back. Cool lad, it has been an absolute honor interviewing you. I hope to work with you very soon. You too, man. Thanks for having me. It has been an honor to serve, dude. I hope to work with you soon too. Thanks for a great show, guys. See you real soon in 2022 with a brand new bus documentary. Bye! Bye, dude. See you in the comics real soon. JazzHandz will be returning very soon. Again, sponsors Kool. More surprises on its way this summer. Have a good one.